Now? Right now? Okay. All right. Talk about some C-stands. We've got an $88 C-stand, right? Good Lord. Hey, oh.
I was going to say, you should say
$170 plain.
And those don't have no cancellation, so you will
That's definitely going in the intro, me being an airplane. Hey guys, Seth here once again from Visceral Films. Today we're talking C-stands. We got an $88 and a $170. Do you really need to spend the money on the big boy here? Alright, so let's get into how we ended up with both of these C-stands here today. These are the ones that we first bought because we used them in film school. Old Faithful, impact stand, good and trusty. And this one I was just kind of perusing on Amazon one day for a cheap stand. I saw this and I saw it came with a sandbag for $88, so I thought why not, and I picked it up. And it turns out we had a use for several more of them. But never mind that, let's get into the differences between the two of these guys. First off, general weight. This $170 boy, a little heavier, a little harder to move around, especially when it's got something on it. This guy, pretty lightweight. Really great for soloing a set, one-man teams, stuff like that. Nice and easy to move around. Next, let's talk about these arms. In this $88 C-stand, you get a little bit of a longer arm here than you get with the $170 one. Alright, had to get everything positioned so you guys could see it well. But when we talk about these arms, this one's obviously a little bit longer, coming from the $88 C-stand. This one is a little bit shorter, but I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Look at this. You got a lot of kind of bowing, and that could be because of the length. It could be because of its alloy, the different type of metal it's made with. Both of these are steel, by the way. But you get a little bit of bowing right here. In this one, not so much. That's literally the stand moving. You don't get anywhere near as much bowing as you do with this one, and that's probably just due to the alloy and the length of the arm. So what does that mean practically? Well, it means I'd probably trust this one with a heavier light than I would this one. Another thing that's different about the arms is I'm going to turn this a little bit towards you, and you can see that this one right here, has a baby pin and a thread on the end of it, where this one does not. Also, don't do what I just did. Don't be bobbing and weaving under your C-stand. It's a great way to lose an eye. The next thing I want to talk about with these stands are the risers themselves. So this guy, your standard riser, just like any kind of stand, really smooth, really nice. No springs though. This one is a spring-loaded riser. So if you happen to drop it, you see that bounce, it's going to kind of save everything. It won't be such a hard, jarring drop on these, and honestly that's kind of the only practical use I see for the springs within these. The next thing I want to talk about on these C-stands are the legs. So on this $170 C-stand, guys, you can do something called Rocky Mounting, which is where you unscrew this bottom leg and this large leg will actually move along the base of the stand here. So you can then move it and mount it on rockier terrain to level out your stand. Pretty neat little perk for the more expensive stand. This one will not do that. Next up on the docket, the knuckles. I've found pretty even performance between the two stands. Not a whole lot of movement here, not a whole lot of movement here either. Where there is a lot of movement though is the panning here. It is pretty easy on this $88 C-stand to turn and pan it even when these knuckles and turns are locked. It's still pretty easy to pan. Now, if you put enough muscle into it, anything will, but it's definitely harder on this stand. And what does that mean practically? It means that if you've got a light rigged kind of high, then, I mean, the odds of it swaying are a little bit higher than with this one. Alright guys, so let's wrap this up in a neat little bow. Which of these stands is right for you? Well, if you're rigging larger lights like these 150Cs back here, or a larger light mat, you'll probably want to go with this stand here, the $170 stand. It's going to be a little bit denser, a little heavier, and better for arming those weightier lights. If you're just a one-man team and you just simply need the ability to arm a light high over, this guy's going to be a lot better bang for your buck. And remember, it came with a sandbag, which we still have and use today. They're actually pretty good sandbags. So it's a pretty good deal, bang for your buck wise, with this stand. Like I said, it's not going to be the best for arming really heavy fixtures, and for rigging really heavy stuff like that, it's just not going to be the best. But I've used them rigging tubes and smaller light fixtures, and they're actually great. All right, so I've left links for both of these C-stands below. Go grab which one you think is right for you, and shoot, drop us a comment. Let me know if I'm right or wrong or whatever. If you want to see more stuff like this, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll see you next time. Hold on, wait, Pedro, turn that light back on. Turn that light back on. All right, guys, so I know we talked about rigging heavy lights and doing things with C-stands, but quick PSA, and I'm going to get a little closer so you can hear this. When you rig a light on a C-stand with the arm over or around anybody, or just ever in general, use sandbags. Put dirt on the stand, okay? The worst thing that you could possibly have happen on a shoot is for a light or a C-stand to fall over on your talent. Use dirt. Thank you.